Morning, people. Well, things are just really interesting here. I think Zed's deciding to come into season. She's also made where they put the cannula in the front leg, cannula, catheter, whichever word you wish to use. She's been licking that and she's made it damn sore, so she's having to wear her head collar a little bit. She's not interested in her wound. She just wants to lick her front leg, but especially with collies, that can lead to a condition called granular lick, where they literally, through boredom, lick and lick and lick till they remove the fur, and then they start stripping the skin until it becomes all granulated. She's made it very sore. Now, I think where they grabbed her paw at the vet and stuck the needle in her leg, she's got a little bit funny about giving me her paws. You know, you put all this work in, one trip to the vet screws it all up. So she is having to wear a collar more. And she slept a lot yesterday, hence I didn't get much sleep last night, because she was like, well, Mummy, I've been to sleep, even though she did a lot of work yesterday. Yeah, so I had 5 hours, but that'll do for me. I can live with that. So I'm going to do a little bit of training. I've noticed we're getting a little bit of weirdness on my webcam. I don't know what that's about. I can't seem to work it out, which is really, really annoying. And yes, my fringe looks like it on the other side, but it's actually, I've flipped it round to the right way, because you were getting a mirror image, now you're getting a true image. Leave that alone. That's her front leg. I will show you in a minute, because I've got to put some Sudocrem on it. And she's got a bit leg shy. So what I'm going to do is, so don't tuck your tail up, darling. You say, no. I'm going to do some work. I've got you some meat out. And what we're going to do is we're going to do some leg work, okay? So I'm just going to do a bit of like leg work with her to get her confidence back with having her her paws and legs touched. Yes, thank you, vet, for screwing up my dog. You know what I mean? I appreciate they've got to do it. I'd rather they stab her in the arse and just knock her out that way, or give her a diazepam or something, you know. I have to say, I do think for sedation purposes, you know, you take your dog in the morning, they take them through them and they sedate a lot of them. I think they use rather a hefty drug for that. I mean, personally, I don't understand why they just don't use diazepam if it's good enough for us humans, good enough for the dog, and it's only got an acting life, only works for about 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours. I have to take 4 a day, so they don't last 6 hours, trust me. But then I'm probably very used to them. Right, so we're going to do just a little bit of leg work, like holding paws left, right, just to try and bring her confidence back. And, these are things, I know they're small things, but they're things you do have to think about, after a first vet operation or what have you, because she's not used to being handled by anybody but me. And just that might be my fault. But, as a service and assistance, medical assist dog, she has to know me. In her world, in her job, what other people do shouldn't matter. To her, eventually, other people, other dogs, etc., should just be like furniture, and she should not be interested in any of it. I've got food refusal training to still do. Whereby, if someone offered her food, she'll turn her head away, because, I don't want that. I don't want anybody giving my dog food. I don't like it. And it actually usually leads to dogs running up to people with expectation, and I won't allow that with my dogs. They get everything from me, not from other people. Okay, so I'm going to do a bit of work with her on sorting this out. There we go. That should be okay, I think, for what we're doing this morning. Hold on, Sadie Kim. I've also got I can't get your meat, Zed. I've got a huge bit of meat, Zed. She goes, yeah, Mummy, but what you got behind your back? You don't need to know what I've got behind my back, because you don't like that. Come on, Bella. Come. Yes. No, come on. Get up. Right, right, we're going to do some... Right, sit, Zed, sit. Now, I'm going to give it a little taste. Oh, she says, Mummy, that tastes good. Right. Give me your right paw. Right paw. No. Right paw. No. Right paw. Yes. Stay. No. Right paw. Hold it. Good. Good. Sit, please. Everything you're starving, you've had a meal. Can you back up a bit? You're invading my space. Go back. Right. Left paw. Left paw. Hold it. Hold it. I've got way too much meat in my hand, people. This is a trainer error, I hear. I didn't actually say yes. Left paw. Left paw. No. No. Left paw. Hold it. Hold it. Just gently stroking her paw. Hold it. Focus me. Focus me. Yes. Good girl. Okay. Right paw. Right paw. Hold it. I will not hurt you ever. No, hold it. I'm just stroking her paws. This will also, no, hold it, will also help with claw cutting. Come on, hold it. Just, spread her little paws, her toes. Yes, good girl. She's really become back, no, back, sit. Left paw, hold it. Focus me, please. Hold it. No, relax. Hold it. No. Left paw. No. Left paw. This is the one they put the needle in. Hold it. Hold it. Good. No. Left paw. No. Left paw. Hold it. Hold it. Good. Good. Hold it. Good. Yes. Good. Yeah. Get extra with that. Now I've got to put some pseudo-creme on that. And I've also got to put her head collar back on. But I'm going to do a little bit of something with her, because she'll get fed up otherwise. But I will show you, I'm going to use food to get the pseudo-creme on, because she is, you're right, wait there. This is all going to be leg work today. Sit. Are you in your picture? Sit. Give me your nose. Give me your nose. I don't want kisses, I want a nose. Yes. Go back a bit, please. No, back. Sit. Sit. Right paw. Hold it. Hold it. She's not so bad, hold it. She's not so bad with this one because she didn't have a needle stuck in it. Hold it. Good. No, good. Yes. Good. Hungry little soul, don't you? Left paw. Left paw. Yes. No. That's my fault. I gave a yes instead of a good. Said left paw. Hold it. Hold it. Good. Good. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Yes. You are really hungry. She's had a meal, but she's still ever so hungry. I'll worm you tonight. I don't think you've got worms, but we'll do it anyway. We could do it this morning. Said right paw. Oh, Bertie, go right paw. No. Right paw. Yeah. Right paw. Good. Good. No. Hold it. Good. 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 Hold it. Good. Very good. Yeah. Don't mind my fingers, they're kind of attached to me. It's one thing with using raw meat, you can't, well you can if you use venison and something quite dry, but because she had an upset stomach, she's just on chicken and it's quite a wet food. And then put my collar back on. Come here, please. Sit. picture. That's it. Right paw, hold it, no, hold it, good, no, hold it, no, I didn't say you could let go, right paw, no, right paw, good, and half that, left paw, I know darling, good girl, remember it's mummy, safe, mummy never stick me into you, safe, that's it, looks, oh good, relax the paw, no, hold it, good, hold it, good, right, I'm going to put her head collar back on now, because she has made this leg very, very sore. Said stay. She's not going to like this. Stay. Right. Stay. No, sit. She gets very insecure with this. Sit. Stay. There. I'll put me on your wound. I've got a jar of Sudocrem. She ate this, but I've got to slather that leg with it. So what I'm going to do, I think that's probably a bit much. See, she's hiding. Sit. Good girl. Right, sit. No, sit. You in. Right, you focus on that, and I'm going to put this on there. No, Zed. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. No. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah, look, there's a bit of bone there you've left behind. Yeah. Done. It's done. It's done. Yeah, hang on, I've got a little bit of bone under my fingernail. There you go. Good girl. Right. That's her done. Just a minute, people. I've got to wash my hands. Sorry. Very sorry. That'll do, Zed. You look very sorry for yourself. You know, I find it, that's her knocking it with her head collar. Hello, darling. I find it distressing that suddenly she's hand shy. No, Zed. She's hand shy with me touching her paws, and that's caused by one trip to the vet, you know, and it's these little things that are so important, you know. I'm going to have to work hard to get her over that. I mean, I appreciate it's only 3 days ago, but she has made her front leg so sore. She hasn't touched her wound, but her front leg is hello, should we show people what you look like? Don't steal. She goes, look, I've got a stupid head collar on. She goes, but it's not as bad as the big one for a Great Dane. You know, and also that one she can see out the sides of. I mean, she can still lick her bits if she wants to wash, but she can't get to her wound or to her leg, which is the main thing. I mean, I think, you know, we've got to allow our dogs to be able to clean themselves, and I do think she's coming into season. I just instinct. She was due last month. Well, actually, this month, and we're on the last day of this month. So, I mean, that would be if she's going to have a 6-month cycle, though. So, I mean, she's 21 months, and she had her first season at 15 months. So, you know, thought for today is, you know, if there's any vets listening out there, can you just be a little bit more thoughtful? You know, I appreciate you can't give food, but, you know, even if you had a smell of something on your hand to distract the dog whilst you stick that needle in, because basically, I'm going to be honest, they grab the thing like that. I mean, that's great if you've got a dog like YY who would let you do x-rays and I don't know whatever else. You know, she had so much done to her without any sedation at all, and she was just like, I've been told I've got to be good by mum, so I've just got to do it. Well, Zed's just a little bit more rebellious than that. She's a bit like me. In fact, I'm sure she's a four-pawed version of me, and this is some kind of penance I have to do. But it's so important, you know, it's small things that a lot of owners don't think about. Now, I picked up straight away when I went to put some Sudocrem on her leg yesterday, that suddenly she didn't want me to touch her paws, and I thought, you know, and then I thought, oh, it's because they, you know, grabbed it, held it down, stuck a needle in it, and you know, yes, some dogs it won't affect, but it's upset Zed, and now it's just another thing I've got to work her through, you know, that she didn't have before. So, well, you know, I'll have to do a lot of, like, you know, one paw, you know, right paw, left paw, right paw, left paw, and, you know, to get them used to you touching the paws. Again, I'm going to say, I know a lot of trainers out there don't like using food, but in these instances, it's the only way. You know, if you've got the food in your hand, that the drive for the food, if you've got a very food motivated dog, will overcome their fear of putting that paw forward for you, and you've got to be able to cut your dog's claws. And what I do is I massage her paws like this until I get down to the fingers and I can separate her toes, and then I touch her claws, each of her claws, and that's all been undone with one injection into her leg. See, that's how quickly you can mess up a dog, and if you don't catch it quickly, it's a problem. She's desperate to get that off her leg, that Sudocrem, but she can't. Well, a little lesson in frustration for you, Zed. I've had loads over the last 19 months. Anyway, people, that's it from me this morning. Stay well. I hope you're all doing well. Stuart's dog sitting for me for an hour and a half because I've got to go off and do something, which I don't want to do, but I've got to do it. And I'll leave that there because I don't want to do it. But I kind of, you know, and the thing is, because, you know, look, I don't like leaving Zed with anybody, okay? And even though Stuart's known her since she was a pup, she needs to be with me, end of. You know, I know she's safe if she's with me. I am okay if she is with me. You know, maybe this comes from a total lack of trust in human beings. There is no way round it, Zed. You just have to accept it. She's trying to find a way round that collar. There isn't. I mean, she can lick the front parts of her paws, but she can't get up to her leg, and that's what I like about that collar. Zed, no! She's fighting the collar a little bit. I mean, you know, the last couple of days she hasn't had it on, and you know, I've got to be honest, this is my fault. You know, I've allowed her a little bit of, because she wasn't touching the wound, I didn't really think too much of her leg, but thinking back, you know, when YY had blood taken out of her neck, she immediately scratched it and put claws marks right across it, but of course she couldn't lick that. But, you know, granular lick is absolutely awful, and I don't want Zed to get in the habit of constantly licking that part of her front leg and getting pleasure from it because it's sore at the moment, and then later on carrying it on as a habit, because she's a chewy dog anyway. Had I thought about it, I'd have put some like bitter apple spray on it when she got home, but you know, I didn't think about it, and now it's too sore for that, because obviously, I mean, I use a different version of bitter apple spray that is white vinegar, apple cider vinegar and cayenne pepper, because they'd used to tail chew and, you know, various other things, but it absolutely stops it dead in its tracks. The only thing I will say is don't breathe it in yourself, because you're going to be coughing like, because it's similar to mace. So yeah, but it does stop them chewing. Alright, what's it called? I don't know, hold on. Wait a minute. So it might be helpful to somebody. Yeah, I get this off eBay, and it's called, because it's the right way round now. Or is it? That is not right way round, is it? So I haven't flipped this the right way. Just a minute, I wonder if I can flip it whilst I'm doing this. We're going to settings. No, it won't let me do it whilst I'm doing this. Right, it's called Multi-Mite Get Off Bitter Spray. Unpleasant and powerful taste. Used around the home. Discourages animals from chewing and biting, etc. Used directly on the animal. Now I get this off of eBay. Brilliant seller. I always get it within 48 hours. And I highly recommend this over Granix apple spray. It works much better. I should have put some of that on Zed the day I bought her home, and I didn't, so it is my fault. Anyway, people, I'm going now because I've been here for 20 minutes already. Living ages. I talk for England, don't I? Somebody has to. Because our Prime Minister doesn't. Bye, people. I shouldn't have put that last bit in, should I? Bye.